Memorial Day marks the beginning of the summer social season. So whether you're invited to a backyard barbecue or a black tie affair, make sure you mind your manners. Bizia Greene owns the Etiquette School of Santa Fe, and as always, she's helping us stay on our best behavior. My posture's always better when you're here. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you, and we do want to mind our manners and do the right thing. Whatever the right thing is, you're going to get us there. So summer is a very popular time, as we know, for weddings. They're filled with tradition, they're filled with etiquette. So this is the first question. Do the bride and groom have to invite every family member?
That's a great question. If only every wedding budget and venue allowed you to invite Tom, Dick, and Harry and their cousins. Unfortunately, that isn't always the case, and we are limited to a head count. So my recommendation is you want to put down your nearest and dearest on your invite list. And you do have to invite the spouse or live-in partner of everyone you're inviting as well.
You do. So you always have to put "and guest" or the person's
Only
name?
if they're married or have a live-in partner. You would want to include that spouse. And if you cannot accommodate all your second and third cousins, something you could do is have a celebration at a later date and include all of those people.
Good idea, because they don't feel left out, but they understand that it's a budget thing more than it is a personal insult.
Right.
So that's important. Okay, so this is the thing though. How do guests know if they can bring a date? Obviously you said if it's a spouse or a live-in partner, but what happens if cousin Mindy has a boyfriend? Do you have to invite the boyfriend? How does that work?
Well, as the bride and groom, you do not have to invite the boyfriend, and the best way to establish who's coming and who is not, the envelope dictates who is coming to the wedding. So how you address the envelope informs that guest, am I bringing someone or am I not able to due to head count restrictions?
So if you receive that envelope and it does not say anything other than your name, it is not right to assume that you should be bringing someone else.
That's correct. So if the envelope is addressed to Ms. Jane Doe, only Jane is invited.
Got it.
If it says Ms. Jane Doe and guest, then she may bring a guest. And this works well for couples who are going to have a wedding and not include children or include children. The way you would phrase that on the envelope is Mr. and Mrs. John Doe and family. That indicates to the couple the children are included. If it didn't say and family or list the children's names individually, that means the children are not included. The couple should recommend babysitters in the area.
Okay, now another thing, a lot of times you get that envelope, you get the RSVP card, some people just put it to the side. How important is it to RSVP to a wedding or any kind of big function?
It's very important to RSVP or send regrets in a timely manner. The liquor and food orders, they need to have a head count. And also, if you send your regrets in a timely manner, this means the couple might be able to invite someone else.
Good point. See, a lot of people don't even think about that. And then on top of that, what about the gifts, the wedding gifts? Because is it better to get something from the registry? Is it better to get something on your own? Should we bring it to the reception or should we mail it? I mean, what's the best protocol for that?
Ordering off the registry helps give you as a guest a guideline to purchase gifts that the couple really need to set up their home. However, it's perfectly acceptable to buy something off the gift. Perhaps you want to make something. Don't bring the gift to the wedding. This means the bridal party is going to have to schlep those gifts after an evening of celebration and drinking. The last thing they want to do are pack boxes into the trunks of cars and just get them to the right location. Send them to the couple's or a relative's home.
Okay, great advice. Now with summer vacation fast approaching, a lot of us are hosting family this summer. So what are the responsibilities as the host?
If you've ever had a house guest stay too long, you know the importance of setting boundaries to create some structure for the visit. My recommendation is to establish a start and end date. Establish a realistic length of time that you can realistically handle these guests, and you should also determine if they are the adventurous kind who will be out exploring on their own, or are they going to be relying on you to show them all the sights during their stay.
Or are they going to be homebodies? I mean, if you're the host, what are your personal responsibilities to those guests?
Well, as far as setting up your house to accommodate guests, you want to let your guest know what their sleeping accommodations will be. Do they have their own guest room? Will they be sleeping on an inflatable mattress in the living room? Give them a heads up so they know what to expect.
Right.
Try to create a sense of privacy for them if they are in a common room, maybe a folding screen at night when they're sleeping.
Right.
You want to provide, at the minimum, a bedside table with a lamp, an alarm clock, stock the fridge for the first day, provide a map, house keys, games, DVDs. You never know if your guest is jet lagged or an insomniac. They might want something to do in the middle of the night.
Exactly. So these are the responsibilities of the host. What about the guest?
Well, as the guest, you want to keep your sleeping quarters neat, your bed made up during the day, especially if it's in a common space. I would also recommend that you contribute to the groceries if you're going to be staying there for any length of time.
Is it okay to show up empty-handed, or should you always show up with a gift?
I recommend coming with a hostess gift. Another alternative would be to take your hosts out for dinner while you're there.
Well, this is all such good advice, and there's so much more where that came from. What are some of the classes that you offer at the Etiquette School?
During the summer, I focus primarily on children and have some organized classes over the summer, and the rest of the year I offer custom classes for children through adults.
So how can viewers find out about the school?
The school has a website, and it's etiquettesantafe.com.
Perfect.
In Santa Fe, and you can call 988-2070 or send an email to etiquette@etiquettesantafe.com.
Fantastic. Bizia, thank you so much. It's always good to see you.
Pleasure to see you. Thank you. Happy summer.
Happy summer. I will mind my P's and Q's. We'll be right back.